Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? Happy Friday. Today is the day that Venus rules, and Venus is currently in Cancer. We have so much astrological energy moving through us. It is a remarkable thing to read the astrology and then to pay attention to how I experience it in real time. And we are changing, you all. This reality is really shifting. And if you are somebody who is feeling that, the astrology is a really helpful tool to support you in navigating it. If it were not for the fact that I read astrology, if I didn't read astrology, I would probably be really chaotic right now, scared, confused, attempting to force situations and manipulate things with the intention of trying to hold on to things, because things are falling away. We are living through a time where the old reality is literally falling away. It's washing by. Hi, Love by Jasmine. Peace to you, darling. And it's not just the astrology. Here's the thing. The astrology for me is God's language. So it's really the creator, right? It's really, when I go to the astrology, I'm going to talk directly to the creator. I don't see it because I live from the framework of oneness. I know that everything here is divine. Everything is God. Everything is the creative process. Everything is an amalgamation of life and death and colors and energy. And because I know that and I'm living in it, it's helping me to relax. And so today is a Venus day. Venus is the day that I ask for donations. So if you benefit from this work, if this work supports you, I encourage you to. Venus is about reciprocity. That's what this is about. It's about giving and receiving. And if you find value in something, you give to that, because then you grow that. What you give your energy to grows. So when you say thank you or donate, that actually supports me in being able to continue what I do. And does it support me in continuing what I do? So to some degree. Here's the thing. It just lets me know that you're listening, honestly, because I'm talking into a camera. Nobody's sitting in front of me. Nobody's sitting next to me. And I've been talking into a camera for years, you all. And with the intention of sending out a message that those who resonate with will align. And if you don't, then you won't. So if the message aligns and you want to donate, you can do that at my Cash App, which is $ Monique Ruffin, or at my Venmo @Monique-Ruffin, or you can do it at my PayPal, which is MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. And if you want to send me a Zelle, you can send me a private message and I'll give you my telephone number. I don't want to put it here. Okay, you all, we are living through some very shifting world, y'all. Wow. I mean, the thing that's such a trip is that as a person who studied history, there's proof, and we all know that human beings have evolved. There was a time when there were giants on the planet. There was a time, like we've heard, there were dinosaurs. There was a time when people were, the people who built pyramids. There was a time when the world didn't look the way it looks now. And as long as we've been here, it's looked this way. So we perceive that this is what it is. But this is not what it is, y'all. And it's about to morph. This motherfucker is about to morph. And we are a part of that morphing. And what my work is to do is to assist us in surrendering to the process so that you don't have to suffer so much. It is, growth and evolution is painful. You cannot escape the pain. That's a part of it, right? And that's why people who are really excellent at things, they have put in a lot of hours, and that is painful. The devotion, the over and over and over again, like the work that I have done to heal myself has been, there have been times when it's just been amazing, but there have been times when it has been like, this is fucking painful, this is agonizing, what am I doing it for? And so we cannot anticipate transformation being something that's pretty or easy. It is messy, it is painful, it is uncomfortable. And so if that's what's happening, you're right where you're meant to be. You're right where you're meant to be. If it's uncomfortable, if you don't feel good or like it, that is right. You are where you're meant to be. So Venus is the energy that runs the day, and Venus is currently at the 13th degree of Cancer. So what Venus in Cancer and Jupiter in Cancer, the emotions are really running high. And here's the thing, you all. We have got to learn to manage our emotions. You've got to learn to manage them. And as women, I gotta say, you know, as a woman who is teaching myself to manage my emotions, as a woman who teaches other women, who spends time with other women, whose life is really devoted to working with women, we are very immature. We are very immature. We are very immature. And that is a symptom of the Dark Ages. Remember, we are living out of the Dark Ages. We are closing what was called the Kali Yuga. And the Kali Yuga is a time frame when the earth is at its darkest point, where humans are most disconnected and disassociated from their own divinity. So what would outpicture in that is racism, women being really cut off from our natural power and how we really are meant to function. Classism, all of this war, it is because we are in the Kali Yuga. So when I learned that, I was like, oh, we right where the fuck we supposed to be. Like, oh, these motherfuckers are doing good. Because sometimes when I study racism stuff and read books, and I literally, when I think about how insidious racism is and what it has done, sometimes I'm like, these motherfuckers deserve an award. Like, they actually did it. Like, what they have created is profound. Sometimes I'm like astounded by how the system has been imposed upon us and how we have aligned to it, how we have believed it. Like, it's profound to me. And even as someone, like, I never believed it, but everyone else believed it. So I just was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't believe that Jesus was my Lord and Savior. What? But my grandmother said I should. Okay. That's how I was. I didn't believe that, you know, black people were subservient to white people. But then when I was a little girl in Louisiana, I would watch black people step off the curb to let white people walk by. So I was kind of like, okay, like, that's what we're doing? Okay. So I never believed it. But because so many people did, that was dumbfounding to me. And now that it's all coming undone, I'm just in awe of what it is. But I get that it's the Kali Yuga. It's not that we were so susceptible. It's not that they were so evil. It's not any of that. It's the age that we're in. It's the Kali Yuga. It's the Dark Ages. And that, for me, has helped me relax. It has helped me go like, oh, it doesn't mean that people are still, you know, it doesn't mean that people aren't still dangerous or these systems are not still functioning, but I have more compassion. I get it. I'm like, okay. And there are books on this stuff. If you want to understand the Kali Yuga, send me a message and I'm happy to share books with you, because it can help soothe you so that you can move forward more quickly, possibly in your own healing journey. See, the thing is, the Kali Yuga lives in our cells. It lives in our bodies. And Venus is your sensory system. We have been breathing this stuff in, like fish to water. Fish are just in the water. You can't get away from the water if you're a fish. So we have been in a system that is as such. It has been intrinsic in everything we do. Holidays, school, food, the air we breathe, the churches, the government, it's everywhere. So to escape it is damn near impossible. But it's the dark ages. And so the work now is to purify yourself. The work that I'm teaching is to help you purify yourself by moving out of the dark age system and into a nature system by following astrology. Astrology is a natural system that is, it's been tampered with too. Everything has been tampered with. But what frees you from the contamination of all things is sincerity. Sincerity. Because this is a living, breathing system. There is a divinity here. You're breathing it. And when you are sincere, you cannot lie to it because you're breathing it, right? And just like we're breathing in the dark ages, and it has trained us all and conditioned us all to think that we are separate from one another, now the golden age is arriving. And if you are sincere and deeply desiring of that frequency, because it is alive and around you, it is an energetic, invisible, sentient being that we call Source or God, your sincerity will activate the golden age in you. Your sincerity will do it. So I talk about how we can do it through astrology. You don't have to use astrology. Astrology is really just letting me know what the frequency is that's available now and aligning to it to be carried by it, right? But everybody doesn't need to do that. Some people can just hold in and lock in and then that's it. And you're in a new way and your old way falls apart. But for me, I have had to be in a process of gradually getting myself there. But that's because of my code. You know what I mean? Like, this might not be your code. If it's like somebody who needs training wheels on their bicycle. You might be the kind of person that just get on the bicycle and ride. You don't need training wheels. I needed training wheels. I needed training wheels. And astrology has been my training wheels. And you just got to know yourself. Like, what do you need? Do you need support, or do you got this shit? I know people who don't need the kind of support that I need. It's really you understanding yourself, right? I feel like those of us who are around my age group and older, usually if we've been here longer, like 40 and up, you might need support because you were in the old world for a long time. You were in the old world doing it the old way. So you need support to learn how to do it the new way. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm teaching. But there are those of you who can just, like, I'm online. I see people all the time who are in the whole new reality, moving energy, kinesiology, like being able to move, but we're all getting to that. And that is, Venus governs our emotions, and you have to learn to manage your emotions. Many of us have karmic patterns from our families, right? So if you have mothers who didn't have love in the way they wanted it, that's an emotional blockage that you're living with. If you have sexual shame, sexual trauma, that's an emotional blockage. That's what we're doing. We're doing the work to clear that stuff up so you can be yourself. We're doing the work to clear up the narratives, the stories of, for me, I had a story around racism for years. Oh my God. And realizing that story that I was carrying was really my father's story. And so then I had to close that karmic lineage code out. I had to free myself from my father's code. I had to free myself from my mother's code, which was that she was subservient to men and sacrificing herself for men. I had to free myself from those codes. I had to heal those energy frequencies within me. And then as I heal them, then I get to advance. It's like a video game. It's literally like a video game. Oh, I'm stuck in something. Okay, what is this? Oh, I'm stuck in a karmic code that doesn't believe that I'm valuable. Okay, so now I gotta go do the work on that. Now I do the work on that, and then I get free of that, and then I move forward. Right? This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. So this is why I offer the Mercury retrograde book workbooks and classes and things, because those energies open up so you can see. The Mercury retrograde is like, okay, pay attention right now to what you took in as a child. What were you told as a child? So for me, as a child, I was told I talk too much. You see how much I talk. You guys see I can get on here and talk for an hour just talking to a camera. So imagine this in a 5-year-old, okay? Talking about whatever. And so I was always told, and so at some point, I just started to feel ashamed about it. But while Mercury's retrograde in Leo, it's the opportunity to clean up the shame, to clean up the disappointment, to clean up the fear, to clean it all up, because the body, the epigenetics is held in things. So I can hear a voice in my head that was when I was 6 years old, saying today, and then I feel I shouldn't have said that. What are they going to think about that? Because that was what I was programmed for. This is the work that has to be done. This is it, y'all. Heartbreak. The way we think about our bodies. Women looking in the mirror. I don't like my body. I'm too this. I'm too that. I don't like my stomach. I don't like all that stuff has to fucking go. You cannot move into the golden age with that. With racism, scarcity. All of it has to be transmuted. Every part of it has to be transmuted. Shame, transmuted, because it will hold you down. It's like a shackle. It's like a shackle that will keep you grounded in an old paradigm. And so Venus in Cancer is saying, look at those patterns around safety and security. Many of us are in codependent relationships, just because you might, and here's the thing, it's so subtle, you don't even know. One of the things that's been happening for me this week, you guys, that's such a trip. I have a Pisces rising, and I'm starting to see, personally, in a way that I never have, how I have not had boundaries, how my life has been really like an open door. And I have... Nigga, fuck the police. What you trying to preach for? Go take a shower, bitch. Yeah, so it's been... It's been a very interesting thing to see myself and see how I have that boundlessness, like Pisces is boundless. To see how I have been like a yes to so many things that were not of service to me. To see how I have not understood my own codes and have opened up to things that were against me. I just didn't know. Because my frame of reference was based in separation. It was based in white supremacy or Christianity, or you know what I mean? Like my frame of reference was so limited that I've been involved in things that I just didn't know. I just didn't know that wasn't good for me. And now as I'm seeing it, like having to recognize that we're in the dark ages. We're in the dark ages. So I wasn't supposed to know. I was meant to have an experience that was chaotic and sort of blinding and disorienting, and me giving my power away, because that was from the dark ages. But now we're going into the golden age. So now I do know. I can see. I have clarity. Okay, now that you know and you see you have clarity, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like I was, for a long time in this last decade, I spent a lot of time in conscious open relating. And it has been a really beautiful experience, but I didn't understand how I was holding energy for so many people on their behalves, and that energy was working against me, entangled in experiences that really didn't serve me, that actually worked against my own energy, but I didn't know. And the reason I was doing that because I was raised in a family where I was taught to do that, and I didn't know. And now I have to course correct that. I have to heal that. And without blaming anybody, without making anybody wrong, because it's the age, right? It's just the function of where I've been. Okay. So with that, you all, use this Venus energy to get really honest about your own needs. What is it that you really need? Because that's what Cancer is. It's how do you secure yourself? How do you meet your needs? How do you nurture yourself? And with Venus and Cancer, how is it that Venus rules food and your home? The Cancer is your home environment. Venus is relationships. So what relationships nurture you? What relationships do you have in your life that are nurturing you? Where there is actual reciprocity, where you are giving something and getting something of value. That's the thing you got to understand. You got to know what's valuable to you so that you can get something and so that you can make a request. So like I had a lover several years ago, and at some point in the relationship, I realized, I was like, I don't know what's valuable. I don't know if I'm getting anything that's valuable here. Like, we were having sex, and I'm a woman that likes sex, and I was like, okay, but that's great. I like sex, but I don't know what else I'm getting. Like, and I had to sit with it for like 6 months and just paid attention. And then I finally went to him and was like, this isn't really my value base. And when I pushed up against it, because we had been doing it a certain way for so long, he was resistant to changing, which I respected. I was like, okay. And then I just stopped. I just cut it off. I just said, I'm not doing it anymore because there's no value for me in it at all. Like, sex is not worth it enough for me, right? So you have to understand what your value is. And there was a time when sex was worth it for me. It just wasn't anymore, you know? So I stopped doing it because it wasn't giving me something that was really worth it for me. So you have to understand your own sense of value. You've got to know what you need, what works for you. And that's a process of, for me, it was a process of elimination and being honest and learning myself and trusting myself, and then having the courage to speak up and say, here's what I need. Here's what's going on. So with that in mind, pay attention today to what's really valuable to you. What do you really, truly value? And if you can get honest about that, don't make it about anybody else. Begin to give yourself what you value. Because that's when I started giving myself what I valued, then what I valued started coming to me naturally, because it's as above, so below. So if I give myself what I value and I feel fulfilled and satiated, then the universe will mirror that back. And that's what I'm experiencing now. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Again, this is Venus Day. If you benefit from the work that I offer, I encourage you to donate. You can do that at Cash App, $ Monique Ruffin, Venmo, @ Monique-Ruffin, PayPal, MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. Also, the workbook for the Virgo season, we have an eclipse season coming up in 2 weeks. Virgo new moon, the eclipse season is going to open up because the nodes are in Virgo. So we have an eclipse season where we are about to go through a tremendous shift. I have created a workbook with the rituals and the practices and the information to help you navigate that Virgo season that's coming up with 2 new moons in Virgo and a full moon in Pisces. You can get it at my website, healwithmoonmama.com, or here in my link tree and my profile if you're on Instagram. If not, you can go to my website, healwithmoonmama.com, and pick up the Virgo season workbook where practice brings dreams into reality. Where practice brings dreams into reality. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love y'all so very much. Bye-bye.